Welcome to our English Learning Podcast. Today's topic is daily routines, a day in the life.
Listening to English conversations is especially helpful because it teaches you how people actually speak in real life. You'll learn new words, hear correct pronunciation, and pick up on the rhythm and flow of spoken English. Today's topic is about something we all can relate to: daily routines. Everyone has their own unique schedule, and it's interesting to learn how other people spend their days. Now let's dive into our conversation with Robin and Maria.
Part 1. Morning Routines.
Good morning, Maria. How's your day going so far?
Good morning, Robin. It's going well, thanks. I just finished my morning routine. You know, every morning feels a little bit like a fresh start.
I know what you mean. So what's your morning routine like?
Well, I usually wake up around 7 a.m. The first thing I do is drink a glass of water. I find it really refreshing to start the day with water. Then, I spend a few minutes stretching. It helps wake up my muscles and makes me feel more energetic.
That sounds nice. I try to stretch a little in the morning too, but sometimes I just go straight for my coffee.
Haha, yes. Coffee can be hard to resist in the morning. After I stretch, I usually spend a few minutes meditating. It helps me clear my mind and start the day calmly. Yes, coffee can be hard to resist in the morning. After I stretch, I usually spend a few minutes meditating. It helps me clear my mind and start the day calmly.
That's a great habit. I think I should try meditating too. After I wake up, I usually go to the kitchen, make a cup of coffee, and then sit down to enjoy it quietly. It's like my little moment of peace before the day starts.
That sounds nice, Robin. I actually don't drink coffee every day, but I do like a good breakfast. I usually have oatmeal or yogurt with fruit.
That's healthy. I try to eat a balanced breakfast too. I usually go for eggs and toast. It gives me the energy I need for the morning.
Absolutely. Breakfast really is important. After breakfast, I usually check my to-do list for the day and plan what needs to be done.
Same here. I feel like organizing my day in the morning helps me stay focused. If I skip that, I end up feeling a bit lost.
Part 2. Work and study routine.
So, Robin, what does a typical workday look like for you?
Well, I usually start work around 9 a.m. I check my emails first to see if there are any urgent tasks. Then I dive into my main projects for the day. I try to work for about an hour before taking a short break.
That sounds productive. I'm a student, so my day is a bit different. I usually have classes in the morning, starting around 8:30 or 9. After class, I like to review my notes to make sure I understand everything.
That's a good habit, Maria. Reviewing notes right after class helps a lot. I used to do that when I was in school. Do you have a lot of assignments to work on?
Yes, usually. I try to tackle my assignments right after class if I have time. That way, I don't leave everything for the last minute.
Smart move. I do something similar with my tasks. I prioritize the harder tasks in the morning when I have more energy. Then, in the afternoon, I work on easier tasks.
That makes sense. I think managing time is really important. Sometimes I get distracted, so I set a timer for 25 minutes and focus only on my work. After that, I take a 5-minute break.
Ah, the Pomodoro technique. I've heard it's very effective. I might try that.
It really helps me stay focused. What about lunch? Do you usually take a long lunch break?
Not too long. I usually take about 30 minutes to have lunch and recharge a bit. After that, I feel ready to continue working for the rest of the afternoon.
I try to do the same. A quick lunch keeps me from getting sleepy, so I can focus on my afternoon classes or study time.
Part 3. Evening routines.
So Maria, what do you do after you finish studying for the day?
In the evening, I like to relax a bit. Sometimes I go for a walk if the weather is nice. It helps me clear my mind and get some fresh air.
That sounds nice. I try to go for a walk too, especially if I've been indoors all day. After that, I usually start preparing dinner. Cooking is one way I like to unwind.
Cooking sounds fun. I'm still learning, but I do enjoy making simple meals. After dinner, I usually spend some time reading or watching a show to relax.
Same here. I think having some downtime is important after a busy day. I enjoy watching a good show or reading too.
Absolutely. I feel like it's important to relax in the evening so I can sleep well. Speaking of sleep, do you have a set bedtime?
I try to go to bed around 10:30 p.m. I think a regular sleep schedule helps me feel rested. Before bed, I like to do a bit of journaling or listen to some calming music.
That's a great idea. I aim for 11 p.m., but sometimes it's hard if I have a lot on my mind. But I try to avoid screens before bed because it helps me fall asleep faster.
Yes, that's really smart. I read that screens can make it harder to sleep, so a bit of quiet time before bed can make a difference.
For sure. And it's nice to end the day on a peaceful note.
Part 4, Self-Care and Hobbies.
Maria, do you have any self-care routines or hobbies you do regularly? I think it's important to make time for things that make us happy.
Definitely, Robin. For me, self-care includes both mental and physical activities. I try to do yoga at least twice a week. It helps me stay flexible and calm. Plus, it's a good break from studying.
Yoga sounds amazing. I've tried it a few times and it's very relaxing. I don't do yoga regularly, but I enjoy reading. I find it relaxing, and it's a great way to learn new things.
Reading is a wonderful hobby. I enjoy it too, especially fiction. I love getting lost in a story. What kind of books do you like?
I mostly read nonfiction books about self-development or technology, but sometimes I switch it up with a good mystery novel. It's my way of unwinding after a long day.
Nice. I think hobbies really help balance out the day. Another thing I enjoy is listening to music. I often play my favorite songs when I need a boost of energy or when I'm doing something creative.
Music is a big part of my routine too. I love listening to calming music while I work or upbeat music when I'm cooking. It changes the whole atmosphere, don't you think?
Absolutely. Music can match any mood. And speaking of creativity, I sometimes draw or paint when I have free time. I'm not a professional or anything, but it's fun to play around with colors.
That's awesome. Creative activities like drawing or painting are great ways to relax. I think it's important to have hobbies outside of work or study to help us recharge.
Yes, they really help us stay balanced and happy. It's like giving yourself a little reward after working hard.
Part 5, Weekend Routines and Relaxing Activities.
So Maria, do you have any special weekend routines? I feel like weekends are perfect for doing something different from the weekdays.
Yes, weekends are definitely for recharging. On Saturdays, I usually sleep a little longer. Then, I spend some time with my family. We might go out for lunch or just relax at home together.
That sounds really nice. I also sleep in a bit on weekends. Then I like to go for a longer walk or a hike if the weather is good. It's refreshing to be outdoors after a week of work.
I agree. Getting outside can be so energizing. Sometimes I go to the park and just enjoy the greenery. And if I'm feeling up for it, I take my bike for a ride. It's a nice way to get some exercise and enjoy nature.
That's a great idea. I might try biking sometime too. I think weekends are the perfect time to explore new hobbies or places.
Exactly. And on Sundays, I usually spend some time planning for the upcoming week. It helps me feel more prepared and relaxed going into Monday.
That's a smart approach. I try to do a little planning on Sunday evenings as well. It's like setting yourself up for a smoother week. Do you do anything special to relax on Sundays?
Yes, I treat Sundays as a me-time day. I might watch a movie, take a warm bath, or even try a new recipe. It's my way of unwinding before the week begins.
That sounds perfect. I think we all need a bit of me time on weekends. I sometimes call my friends or family just to catch up and laugh. It's a nice break from routines.
Absolutely. Staying connected with friends and family is so important. And weekends are the best time to do that without any rush.
Couldn't agree more, Maria. It's all about finding little ways to recharge and have fun. It makes the work week easier to handle.
Yes, Robin. Weekends are like mini vacations. They give us energy to take on the challenges of the new week.
Well said. Let's keep enjoying those weekends and taking time for ourselves.
And that brings us to the end of today's episode. We hope you enjoyed this conversation on daily routines. Talking about everyday life is a great way to learn practical English and improve listening skills. Thanks for joining us, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more English learning content. Let us know in the comments what topics you'd like us to cover next. See you in the next episode.